Chapter 20. And Benhadad king of Aram hath gathered all his force, and 32 kings are with him, and horse and chariot. And he goeth up and layeth siege against Samaria, and fighteth with it, and sendeth messengers unto Ahab king of Israel to the city, and saith to him, Thus says Benhadad, Thy silver and thy gold are mine, and thy wives and thy sons, the best, are mine. And the king of Israel answereth and saith,
According to thy word, my lord, O king, I am thine, and all that I have.
And the messengers turn back and say, Thus spake Benhadad, saying, Surely I sent unto thee, saying, Thy silver and thy gold, and thy wives and thy sons, to me thou dost give. For if at this time tomorrow I send my servants unto thee, then they have searched thy house, and the houses of thy servants, and it hath been, every desirable thing of thine eyes they place in their hand, and have taken away. And the king of Israel calleth to all the elders of the land, and saith,
Know, I pray you, and see that evil this one is seeking, for he sent unto me for my wives, and for my sons, and for my silver, and for my gold, and I withheld not from him.
And all the elders and all the people say unto him, Do not hearken, nor consent. And he saith to the messengers of Benhadad,
Say to my lord the king, All that thou didst send for unto thy servant at the first, I do, and this thing I am not able to do.
And the messengers go and take him back word. And Benhadad sendeth unto him, and saith, Thus do the gods to me, and thus do they add, if the dust of Samaria suffice for handfuls for all the people who are at my feet. And the king of Israel answereth and saith,
Speak ye. Let not him who is girding on boast himself as him who is loosing his armor.
And it cometh to pass at the hearing of this word, and he is drinking, he and the kings, in the booths, that he saith unto his servants, Set yourselves. And they set themselves against the city. And lo, a certain prophet hath come nigh unto Ahab king of Israel, and saith, Thus said Jehovah, Hast thou seen all this great multitude? Lo, I am giving it into thy hand today, and thou hast known that I am Jehovah. And Ahab saith,
By whom?
And he saith, Thus said Jehovah, By the young men of the heads of the provinces. And he saith,
Who doth direct the battle?
And he saith, Thou. And he inspecteth the young men of the heads of the provinces, and they are 232. And after them he hath inspecteth the whole of the people, all the sons of Israel, 7,000. And they go out at noon, and Benhadad is drinking, drunk in the booths, he and the kings, the 32 kings helping him. And the young men of the heads of the provinces go out at the first, and Benhadad sendeth, and they declare to him, saying, Men have come out of Samaria. And he saith, If for peace they have come out, catch them alive. And if for battle they have come out, alive catch them. And these have gone out of the city, the young men of the heads of the provinces, and the force that is after them, and smite each his man. And Aram fleeth, and Israel pursueth them. And Benhadad king of Aram escapeth on a horse, and the horsemen. And the king of Israel goeth out, and smiteth the horses, and the charioteers, and hath smitten among the Arameans a great smiting. And the prophet cometh nigh unto the king of Israel, and saith to him, Go, strengthen thyself, and know and see that which thou dost, for at the turn of the year the king of Aram is coming up against thee. And the servants of the king of Aram said unto him, Gods of hills are their gods. Therefore they were stronger than we, and yet we fight with them in the plain. Are we not stronger than they? And this thing do thou, turn aside the kings each out of his place, and set captains in their stead. And thou, number to thee a force as the force that is fallen from thee, and horse for horse, and chariot for chariot, and we fight with them in the plain. Are we not stronger than they? And he hearkeneth to their voice, and doth so. And it cometh to pass at the turn of the year, that Benhadad inspecteth the Arameans, and goeth up to Aphek to battle with Israel. And the sons of Israel have been inspected, and supported, and go to meet them, and the sons of Israel encamp before them like 2 flocks of goats, and the Arameans have filled the land. And there cometh nigh a man of God, and speaketh unto the king of Israel, and saith, Thus said Jehovah, because that the Arameans have said, God of hills is Jehovah, and he is not God of valleys, I have given the whole of this great multitude into thy hand, and ye have known that I am Jehovah. And they encamp one over against another 7 days, and it cometh to pass on the 7th day, that the battle draweth near, and the sons of Israel smite Aram, 100,000 footmen in 1 day. And those left flee to Aphek, unto the city, and the wall falleth on 27 chief men who are left. And Benhadad hath fled, and cometh in unto the city, into the innermost part. And his servants say unto him, Lo, we pray thee, we have heard that the kings of the house of Israel, that they are kind kings. Let us put, we pray thee, sackcloth on our loins, and ropes on our heads, and we go out unto the king of Israel. It may be he doth keep thee alive. And they gird sackcloth on their loins, and ropes around their heads. And they come in unto the king of Israel, and say, Thy servant Benhadad hath said, Let me live, I pray thee. And he saith,
Is he yet alive? He is my brother.
And the men observe diligently, and hasten, and catch it from him, and say, Thy brother Benhadad. And he saith,
Go ye in, bring him.
And Benhadad cometh out unto him, and he causeth him to come up on the chariot. And he saith unto him, The cities that my father took from thy father I give back, and streets thou dost make for thee in Damascus, as my father did in Samaria. And I, with a covenant, send thee away. And he maketh with him a covenant, and sendeth him away. And a certain man of the sons of the prophets said unto his neighbor by the word of Jehovah,
Smite me, I pray thee.
And the man refuseth to smite him. And he saith to him,
Because that thou hast not hearkened to the voice of Jehovah, lo, thou art going from me, and the lion hath smitten thee.
And he goeth from him, and the lion findeth him, and smiteth him. And he findeth another man, and saith,
Smite me, I pray thee.
And the man smiteth him, smiting and wounding. And the prophet goeth and standeth for the king on the way, and disguiseth himself with ashes on his eyes. And it cometh to pass, the king is passing by, that he hath cried unto the king, and saith,
Thy servant went out into the midst of the battle, and lo, a man hath turned aside, and bringeth in unto me a man, and saith, Keep this man. If he be at all missing, then hath thy life been for his life, or a talent of silver thou dost weigh out. And it cometh to pass, thy servant is working hither and thither, and he is not.
And the king of Israel saith unto him,
Right is thy judgment, thou hast determined it.
And he hasteth and turneth aside the ashes from off his eyes, and the king of Israel discerneth him that he is of the prophets. And he saith unto him,
Thus said Jehovah, Because thou hast sent away the man I devoted, out of thy hand, even thy life hath been for his life, and thy people for his people.
And the king of Israel goeth unto his house, sulky and wroth, and cometh in to Samaria.